My daughter Casey gets these posted for us. Thank you, Casey. We love you. But let's go ahead and get started. So second half, we are planning a protein party. This is a protein planning party. A lot of times when we think of protein, most of us, the immediate thing, first thing we go to, a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us think, oh, animal protein. Animal protein. Animals have the most protein. Hello, Barbara from the Crossroads. It's good to see you. But a lot of us think, first thing we think of is animal protein. And there's nothing wrong with animal protein. But I would say my mother became vegan later in life due to health reasons, and she never had any issues getting enough protein as long as she was in control of making her own meals. As soon as she went into custody, and custody was a nursing facility, and someone else was in charge of her meals, the consumption of protein, or the available protein, just went, I mean, it was a disaster. Okay. So she was vegan and she got plenty of protein. Myself and many of my friends enjoy meatless meals, even though we're not vegan. But we enjoy meatless meals many times. I eat meat. I'm not meatless, but we enjoy some meatless meals that are filling, that are delicious, and are still full of protein, with or without animal or dairy. So it might be with animal protein or with dairy, but I just wanted you to know, nothing wrong with animal protein. Please don't think I am condoning a good steak or some chicken. Still love them, still eat them myself. I still eat meat, but this half of tonight's chat is going to focus on some surprising ways to find a little extra protein, and it's in some sneaky places that you may or may not have ever seen it and ever found it. For those of you who are seasoned professionals and are already, kind of chiming in, thank you, because there are going to be others that are going to say, what? I didn't even know. And hello, Sylvia. It's good to see you. Yeah, so we talked about you. You got an award for your homework, so you'll have to go back and watch the first half. Okay, so those of you who already have this down pat, who are already protein pros, please don't blow it for the rest of the people. And yes, Barbara, I'm going to talk about it, but I'm not going to show it. And it's not bad. Barbara, you live close enough to me. You need to come over here and let me make you some, okay? Alrighty. And Sarah, okay, actually, this had nothing to do with tonight's chat. Sarah just said, beans bloat me out too much, darn. Okay, so this was not supposed to be part of tonight's chat. I did not plan this. I did not type this into my notes. But Sarah, I will say, have you ever heard of a product called Beano? It's Beano. I promise you, if you will take some Beano, and I'm not a doctor, I don't even play one on TV, I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian, but I promise you, if you will take some Beano when you eat beans, much greatly reduced. And I have also heard people say that if you boil them, I think, is it with a wooden spoon? Somebody correct me on that, okay? I'm pretty sure it's a wooden spoon, that if you boil them with a wooden spoon, that it's supposed to help with that. Is that an old wives' tale? Somebody let me know. Okay, so we're going to be talking about some sneaky ways. Yeah, okay. And Barbara has just sidetracked me too. So Barbara says, if you eat cottage cheese, I will eat your tofu. Barbara, you've missed several chats where I have tried things that had cottage cheese in them. And yeah, I would do it. I already know I hate it, but I would do it. I would do it for you. Okay, so we're going to talk about some sneaky ways to find some protein. And again, if you are already a protein professional, please chime in. Please let people know. Okay, hold on. Carol Lou says, if you rinse your beans really well before you eat them, it will help with the bloating. Another great idea. Another fantastic idea. Y'all have completely distracted me now. Oh, if you're a protein pro, if you're already a protein pro, please give some encouraging, comments, some encouraging comments, and don't make fun of anyone who doesn't already know. Okay, so while Weight Watchers does not have a recommendation for a daily amount of protein, here's a quick way that I found to do some math to find out what the recommended dietary allowance is for you, okay? And I'll warn you, it involves some math. So you don't have to do your math right now unless you're really good at math. I had to do mine on a calculator because I'm not. So this is how you figure out and there is a chat about that. Literally, thank you, Debbie. There is a chat about that. There is a chat about beans, about going potty. There are lots of chats about things like that. So yes, Debbie, there is a chat about that. And also about tofu. And there's not ever going to be one about cottage cheese. But anyway, okay, so this is the math that you can do. So take your weight. And in this example, I'm going to use 150 pounds. So let's say you weigh 150 pounds and you multiply that times 0.36. And the 0.36 is how many grams of protein that you, oh, Sylvia, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to sidetrack again. Sylvia just sent 100 stars. Thank you so much, Sylvia. That was so sweet of you. If you all don't know what stars are, that helps to provide, like I spent almost $80 at the grocery store today getting ready for tonight's chat. $80. Yeah, that's a lot of money for just two people for groceries that we're going to use mostly for a chat. And Sylvia just helped to pay for part of that by sending stars. So thank you so much, Sylvia. I really do appreciate that. But the math is that for every pound, the recommended daily allowance, or I noticed that it doesn't say recommended daily allowance anymore. The RDA used to be recommended daily allowance, and now it's recommended dietary allowance. RDA is 0.36 grams of protein for every 1 pound that you weigh. So if you weighed 150 pounds times 0.36, that's 54 grams of protein. So 150 pounds times 0.36 is 54 grams. 54 grams, that's 54 grams of protein a day. If you weighed 200 pounds times 0.36, that would be 72 grams of protein a day. If you weighed 120 pounds, notice the 200 pounds is up here and the 120 pounds is down here. 200, 150, 120. If you weighed 120 pounds times 0.36, that would be 43.2 grams of protein. Okay, do y'all see how that works? So we're going to use the 150 pound person. Okay, so the 150 pound person needs 54 grams of protein a day. First thing we're going to talk about are some protein pro tips. Okay, protein pro tip number one: foods that are higher in protein are usually lower in points. So the higher the protein, normally the lower the points. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. It is not. It is not. The algorithm that Weight Watchers uses to create a number of points, the higher the protein is, it helps to bring the points down. And a lot of our higher protein foods are low, or even some are 0 points to encourage you to eat them. Okay. Protein, oh, thank you, Vicki. That's very sweet. Protein pro tip number 2: beans, legumes, and I just like to say legumes, so that's why I throw that in there. Okay, yeah, I know, Sarah. Me too. I wish I was the 120 pound person. Okay, so hold on a second. Carol Lou's endocrinologist said, and this is why we are having this protein planning party, because this might be important information for somebody. So Carol Lou's doctor said, or her endocrinologist said, to try and get 90 to 100 grams a day, or aim for 30 per meal. So Carol Lou, what is that? Is that for something specific? And Sarah, yeah, it's harder. I know it is harder when you're petite, but is that something specific that they're trying to combat? Because that would be, so 90 to 100 a day. In the math that's on the RDA, the recommended dietary allowance, that would be a little on the high side. Not at all impossible when we keep talking about this. Okay, so protein pro tip number 2: beans, legumes, and again, I just like saying legumes and lentils boast some pretty potent protein numbers. Okay, when I typed it, sounded great. Okay, saying it out loud, it's hard. Pretty potent protein numbers. I want everybody to stop and say pretty potent protein numbers 3 times real fast, because I promise you can't do it. Okay, they are 0 points. They are 0 points, can literally be used for hundreds of different ways in your diet. Lentils also contain fiber, folate, magnesium, potassium, iron, copper, and manganese. A half a cup of lentils is a little over 9 grams of protein. A half a cup of chickpeas is more than 6, and a half a cup of black beans is almost 9. So beans, legumes, and lentils boast a pretty potent protein number. Okay. Now I can't even talk. Protein pro tip number 3. Who types these things? Oh, it's me. Okay. Protein pro tip number 3: many types of fish, egg yolks, and fortified cow's milk are great sources of protein, and vitamin D and sometimes calcium. So remember in the very beginning when we were talking about protein, vitamin D, and calcium, grouping those together, how important it was. So many types of fish, egg yolks, the yolks in specific, not the egg white, and fortified cow's milk are great sources of protein and vitamin D and usually calcium. Okay, protein pro tip number 4, non-fat plain Greek yogurt can provide up to, not always, because some protein, like this Chobani Zero, is pretty high in protein as far as a flavored yogurt goes, but non-fat plain Greek yogurt can provide up to twice as much protein as other types of yogurt. So in case you didn't know that, if you can figure out a way to incorporate non-fat plain Greek yogurt into your diet, like as if you like it, or you can make pudding out of it, or you can use it as sour cream or something like that. Cook with it. You can make non-fat cream cheese, or fat-free cream cheese, which there is a recipe on www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com for that. It's a great way to pack in some protein. Non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Not just regular yogurt has a lot of protein too, but Greek yogurt especially, it's like kicks it up a notch. Protein pro tip number 5, 1 cup of quinoa provides 8 grams of protein. Okay, but quinoa is also known as a complete protein. Does anybody know why? And there are 2 of you on here right now who probably do know why, but it is known as a complete protein because it contains all 9 of the essential amino acids that your body can't make on its own. That could be a chat of its own. So we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole right now, but that's really, really important and cool. And Carol Lou says Fairlife milk is higher in protein too. Yes, it is. And I do drink Fairlife milk. It's higher in protein. It's double filter processed, whatever. So it's lower in sugar, higher in protein. That makes it lower in points also. Okay, protein pro tip number 6. According to eatwell.com, there are even many vegetables that are high in protein. And Casey will be posting this super cool chart for you. And y'all read what Julie and Debbie are posting here. So Casey's going to post this super cool chart for you all, and this is from eatingwell.com. Green peas, 1 cup is 8.6 grams. Spinach, 1 cup is 5.2 grams. Artichokes, 1 cup, 4.8 grams. Corn, 1 cup, 4.7 grams. Avocado, 1 cup, 4.6 grams. Asparagus, 1 cup, 4.3 grams. Brussels sprouts, 1 cup, 4 grams. Mushrooms, 1 cup, 4 grams. Kale, 1 cup, 3.5 grams, and potatoes, 1 cup, 3 grams. Okay, that does not mean that is, oh, I know, okay, sorry. Carol Lou just said, and the expiration date is crazy good. It's crazy good, I know. I mean, I always drink it. Alyssa and I drink it within a week, but is it not fantastically on the Fairlife milk? The expiration date is crazy good. Okay, so let's really quickly go over some of these things that I'm bringing to our protein party. So the protein party that I'm having, first thing I wanted to show you all what 3 ounces of cooked lean beef looks like. That's not a lot of beef, okay? So 3 ounces of cooked lean beef, and there's nothing wrong with beef, it's just not a lot of food for me, to get that much protein or for that many points. So 3 ounces of lean cooked beef is 3 points, but it's 22 grams. What? So Julie says, of course I have to be careful or not eat half of those veggies on that list. Why? How come? But anyway, 3 ounces of lean beef, 3 ounces cooked, is 3 points, but it's 22 grams of protein. Okay, so here's kind of our barometer. So we're going to be comparing everything, to animal protein, and that's it's not the only animal protein I have. Okay, so 22 grams of protein. So remember we said that if you weighed 150 pounds, let me go back and find it. So if you weigh 150 pounds, it's in here, 150 pounds, it needs to be 54. You need to try for 54 grams of protein per day, or let's see, Carol Lou's doctor said 90 a day. So somewhere in between, oh, gout. Oh, I'm so sorry, Julie. Okay, so somewhere between 50 and 90 grams a day. So 22, if you did want to go, if you did want to eat the low or the lean beef, so you could do that. That's 22 grams of protein. Fat-free milk. So the Fairlife fat-free milk that I have, 1 cup is 13, and I didn't get it out because I didn't want to leave it sitting out. 1 cup is 13 grams of protein. That's already a fourth of what you need for the whole day. So this would be like a third of what you needed, just this little thing of meat. That's why I think, tend to think of animal proteins first, so that would be a third of it. The Fairlife fat-free milk, 1 cup is 13 grams. Tofu, and Barbara was super excited wanting me to talk about tofu. Tofu, 3 ounces is 3.5, but tempeh, 3 ounces is 16. So 3 ounces of regular tofu is 3.5 grams of protein, but 3 ounces of tempeh is 16. And wait, now let's see. Carol Lou says all those with sugar issues have to watch the carbs, so like beans and lentils. Yeah, but still the serving size is so small that I think you're good. Okay, and I'm going to argue with you. I'm actually going to argue with you, Carol Lou. Have I ever argued with you before? I don't think I have. I really don't think I have. My mother was diabetic, and she fought diabetes almost her entire life. When she became vegan, and when she started eating huge amounts of beans, lentils, tofu, peas, things that you would think you would need to watch because they are higher. I can't explain it. I don't know if it's the fiber. I don't know if it's how it processes in your body, because you are exactly right. It is so much higher in carbohydrates. But she actually came off of insulin. It took her like 2 years, but she became vegan and really just jacked up her protein in lentils, beans, things like that, and her sugar levels went over those 2 years, and she came off of her insulin. Okay, so I'm going to argue with you that's I don't know. That's just a blanket statement that I'm not ready to believe yet, because I watched it happen with my mother. She also turned around her numbers for her liver and for her kidneys that you were not supposed to be able to correct. She adjusted them with her diet. Okay, so tofu's 3 ounces is 3.5, but tempeh 3 ounces is 16. So just pay attention. Don't just make an assumption. Hummus. So something like this little thing of hummus. You can get hummus in a larger container, and you can dole out how much you want. These are little packets from Kirkland. They're Kirkland brand, and they're from Costco. This is what my cabinet buddy Christine keeps in the refrigerator, and she just keeps these little individual packets in there and eats them, with carrots or celery or broccoli or beans, or like snap peas or something like that. Hummus, 2 tablespoons, which would be about half of this. So Sylvia says, how did she change her kidney numbers? I need to do that. Do I need to have a chat on how my mom lived almost 11 years longer than her doctor said that she was going to? Okay. I don't know. Maybe we need to have a chat on that. And what got her was an infection after a spider bite, not diabetes, kidney disease, or liver disease. Okay, so this is 4 tablespoons. Yes, Sylvia. Maybe we need to have a private chat for that. So half of this, that would be 2 tablespoons. So 2 tablespoons of hummus is 2.3 grams of protein. Even things like Kodiak, some prepared things. So Kodiak, Power Cakes, Flapjack, and Waffle Mix. Y'all know I made waffles. We made those a couple of weeks ago here on If You Have an Egg. That's on. That recipe is finally posted. Thank you, Casey, on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If you've been waiting for the Kodiak Cakes protein waffles, that is finally posted over on www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. You can go look at it over there. But a serving of this, an unprepared serving of this, when you wouldn't just eat the unprepared serving, I'm just saying. There's a lot of things that you can make with this, but a half of a cup is 15 grams of protein. So 15, let's see. So if we were the 150-pound person, 15 would be about not quite a fourth of what we needed for the entire day. if you just ate some waffles, okay? 15. So even some pre-prepared things have that. You've got yogurts. So these are both Chobani. One of these is Chobani Zero Sugar Lemon Meringue Pie. It's just normal yogurt. And that is, John can't take it. Okay, so again, John's going to go ahead and go to bed while I'm still talking. So everybody go ahead and say goodnight to John. I'll go ahead and tell you goodnight. I'm not going to wake you up when I get home. I'll just sneak in. He drove us 4 hours to Adams, Tennessee yesterday, sat through the festival and the play, then drove us 4 hours back with a stop at Buc-ee's. We got home at 3 o'clock this morning, and then he had to get right back up at like 6:30. Bless his heart. Okay, so good night, John. Love you. So this is regular yogurt. This one is Greek yogurt, but they're both flavored. The regular yogurt from Chobani, and it's 0 sugar, has 11 grams of protein, if I'm reading that correct. Chobani flavored yogurt, Greek, also has 11 grams of protein. But if you do non-fat plain Greek yogurt, and I don't know what's different, it's the way it's processed or something, but if you do non-fat plain Greek yogurt, this one is 15 grams, but it's not, the weight is not as much. So this one isn't quite the same volume of this. So anyway, non-fat plain Greek yogurt can be more. So that is, you know, those are very high in protein. Things like cheeses, you know, lighter cheeses, those have protein, plus they can have some vitamin D and calcium in them. Prepared foods like these power bowls that we've been talking about. So, you know, any kind of frozen, not frozen. You notice I don't have the plant-based one that was not good. These can be anywhere from 12 to 16. I've seen a couple of them that were like 20, 25 grams of protein. These are great ways to sneak in some protein in a pre-prepared meal. So, you know, people think, oh gosh, I've got to do all this. It has to be baked chicken and broccoli. And I mean, people just think of the most boring things to get their protein. Fun. And if you added a little spinach, or if you added some artichoke hearts, a little bit of feta cheese or something like that to them, you could jack up that protein. I'm becoming a big fan of bone broth, even though I'm sitting here talking about not adding animal protein, and you can add animal protein. I'm just saying you don't have to. But bone broth, the kind that I started buying, is bare bones, and this, I've bought it in a pre-made carton where you can just pour it out, or these are little individual sticks that you can mix up as you need them. This has 10 grams of protein in this. Automatically, that's almost a fifth of what I need for a day. We already talked about these little packs like these, and let me talk quickly because we have 6 minutes. 16 grams, things like that. 30 grams. I'm 2/3 of the way there. I have 2/3 of my protein right here. Light string cheese, I talked about that a few minutes ago. Light string cheese has 5 grams. This one light string cheese has 5 grams of protein. 2 ounces of deli turkey. If I took some this lean deli turkey breast, and wrapped it around this piece of string cheese, 2 ounces of this is 10 grams of protein. This is 5 grams of protein. That would be 15 grams of protein just for that little snack. And you could have this, and this as a snack, and it would be 15 grams of protein. Chickpeas, let's see, garbanzo beans or chickpeas, half of a cup is 6 grams of protein. Artichoke hearts, we talked about those a few minutes ago. Artichoke hearts are 1 cup is 2.5 grams of protein. Some pastas, some things have protein added to them or included in them. This is the Barilla brand of Protein Plus pasta. That has, so for a serving of this pasta, another 10 grams of protein. I mean, we've got, not that we're going to eat all of this at one time, but we've probably got, just sitting here on the counter, probably 200 grams of protein, okay? And these are 2 different colors of lentils. Do not know why they're in the same jar. I don't know. I guess I just needed to put them in a bigger jar. Lentils, again, we talked about how many grams, so many grams of protein, and the fact that they're a complete protein, or that's quinoa, sorry, that's a complete protein. That is so many. Broccoli, even things like broccoli slaw, still broccoli. That still counts as broccoli. Broccoli slaw, 1 cup is 2.5 grams of protein. The feta cheese that we just talked about, 1/4 of a cup, 5. A whole egg, if you have a whole egg including the egg yolk, that's 6.3. The artichoke hearts. So real quick, for our protein party, for our party, let's say if we were to make a salad, and just a kind of a tossed salad, and we used some broccoli slaw at 2.5 grams of protein per serving, and then if we made some of the Berea protein plus farfalle, if we did that, that would be another 10. So we've got 10. I should have asked somebody to do some math. So we've got 10 plus 2.5, that's 12.5. If we added to that some low-fat feta cheese, a serving of that, that is 5 grams of protein. Then if we added an egg, which I didn't bring any eggs out, but if we add an egg, that's 6.3. If we added some artichoke hearts to that, another 2.5. If we added some garbanzo beans, or if we added some peas to it, the peas are 3.5 grams of protein per half of a cup. The chickpeas are 6. If we added that to it, and then if we added some deli turkey breast, so that's just a simple tossed salad with some broccoli slaw, turkey breast, peas, feta cheese, a little bit of protein, protein-packed pasta. That is, let's see, 10, 26, 29, 30, 31, 36, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. And how many did I say we needed? That is 45 grams of protein in a little salad that we could put some fat-free balsamic on. And we need, how much does our 150-pound person need? Where did I put it? 150-pound person. How much do you need? The 150-pound person needs 54. And in our little salad, what did I just say? 45. So just in that, just by adding a few of these other things, easy peasy. Our 150-pound person has got most of the protein that they need for the day in one little easy meal. Okay, so I hope that helped somebody. I hope that helped you all find some little ways to sneak in some extra protein. There really are some, some super, super stinking easy ways just to get a little bit of extra in. Thank you, Vicki, for reminding me. It's 54 grams of protein. Some extra ways to sneak some in, some unusual places to find it, some places you wouldn't necessarily, think of, like broccoli. Who'd have thought artichoke hearts? Who knew? Who knew? But anyway, so I hope you all had a good evening. I hope you learned something. I hope that you all will throw out some things for your protein planning party. I hope you will, I hope you will throw out some things for our protein planning party, and let's go ahead and get that going and help somebody else. But y'all have a great evening and a great week. If you're watching this later on YouTube, I hope you will hit that little button to watch let the next video go ahead and roll over, and then I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and click the bell so that you'll know when the next video is going to post. But y'all have a great week. Once again, I've enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to making some stuff out of this for our meals for this week. But y'all let me know what you think. Let's plan our protein party. But everybody have a great evening, and I will see you next time. Good night.